for chat on so I can see who's here. Welcome, everyone. It's freezing here in Perth. The weather has just dropped. It's so cold. It's winter. It's freezing. Not that I don't like winter. I should turn off my... Yes, I will turn it off. My email. Whilst I wait for people, force quit. If you've just jumped on, say hello so I can greet you. I'm just forcing quit on my email. I know what I've forgotten. I'll do that whilst I'm waiting for everybody to hop on. Say hello. Hello, Sevda. Hello, Miss Cinda. Good to see you. I've forgotten to do something. Oh, God. It's all good. I'll grab it. Pull that up now. So, yes, I'm totally looking forward to doing this week's tarot energy report. Very curious. I can't see anything right now because I'm trying to find a link. So I can't see you. I wonder I wonder if it's dodgy tonight. Looks a bit dodgy. It looks a bit blurry, actually. I'm just having a look on my computer. Yes, I've quit Restream. I've canned them. Well, I'm still using the end of the month I've got until the end of the month, and then I'm going to get rid of it. Don't like it. But it's good because for use of a bit, well, it's probably not a good analogy, but it's good. Well, it's good because I can go live. Here it is. This is what I'm looking for. I can go live in multiple places at once. To be I don't know, to go live in multiple places. Anyway, okay, this is what I want to do. Hello, everyone. Oh, good to see everyone. I'm just putting a link in the comments there. Does that work? Yes, it does. Excellent. Hello, Alicia. Hello, Christy. Hello, Steph. Nicole, good to see you. Hello, Nigel. Hello, Raquel. Nice to meet you. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Laurie. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Hello, Ahana. Oh, we've got another YouTuber. I get so excited when I have YouTube people on here because I'm new to YouTube and I'm not very fancy on YouTube yet. I'll get there. I don't have any. Yes, I'll use StreamYard next. I've looked into StreamYard. That's on my list of things to do. That is on my list. Let me have a look on my phone so I can just see whilst I wait for other people to jump on. I'm a little bit early. Well, it's 7 o'clock now, isn't it? But let me have a look. I'll just have a look on my... Is it a bit... Oops. It's not choppy, is it? It's better. Sounds like it looks better tonight. Good. Excellent. We had such a bad stream the other week. So hello, Amanda. Hello, Anita. Oh, it's so good to see everyone. I'll give the cards a bit of a shuffle. So, yes, if you are watching this from Spirit Readings page, I would... and you enjoy my weekly tarot report, I would encourage you to jump on to or like my business page. I really should have put a link in there. I can do that now. I'll do that in a minute because I don't know how long I'll be on Spirit Readings page for. I don't know. So this might be my last 3 months. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I don't know. So I would encourage you to jump on. I better do this now. I'll put it up there now. Jump on my business page so you don't miss out on all my amazing things. I do quite a bit of online training. So I do an intro to tarot. I do a tarot mentoring, tarot therapy mentoring, which is like a 6-month course. I teach channeling, and I do that online and offline. Yes, so there's my business page. I would encourage you to go and like that page just, because you never know. You don't know, and I don't want you to miss out on some of my amazing offerings. I get really great reviews. I love my work. I'm absolutely passionate about supporting women to thrive and to become leaders in the intuitive and spiritual space. There's plenty of space for all of us. I am alternative in my practice. What's that noise? I am alternative in my practices. I'm not sort of a vanilla therapist. I've moved right away from mainstream therapy. I find it incredibly boring, to be honest. It's just not me. It's not who I am. and I tend to attract other leaders. So let me introduce myself whilst I give the cards a bit of a shuffle. So my name is Marina Lovas, and I refer to myself as your soul purpose mentor. And I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose, creating programs and services that sell out. And I teach tarot and channeling. So you'll see me every week. And so how this works is I'm going to do a 3-card reading first, and that is the energy report for the week, for the collective, for everybody who's jumped online. And so just take what you want from the reading, from the energy report. I really love doing the energy report because it feels like I get a bit of a reading for myself as well. And then afterwards, I'll do free readings. So if you'd like a reading, you just need to put a yes in the comments section after I've done the energy report, or you can do it now. But so I don't miss you, I would encourage you to keep putting, well, when I'm ready to do the free readings, the one-to-one readings, make sure you put yes in the comment section. You are more than welcome to ask me questions. I'm fine with that. Just I won't answer health questions. I won't really do that because it's unethical, and I don't want to be responsible for anything that may potentially. Well, I'm not responsible, but I don't want to be made responsible for anything. And I'm not a medical practitioner. So if there's something serious going on, you really shouldn't be asking on a live. You should go and see your GP, naturopath, or whatever it is that you do to manage your health issues. Okay, well, so a little bit of housekeeping as well. I've only got 3 spots left, and it finishes this special. So I've had this special on this month. It is it's a 3-session journey, 3-session tarot therapy journey. So you, me, and spirit and the tarot, and we work in collaboration together to help you manifest your desires into physical form, to clear any blocks, to work on any relationship issues that may come up. My background is in psychology, counselling, and therapy, so that's a combination of doing the intuitive work as well as the therapeutic work. I also include hypnosis if it's necessary, if it's going to enhance the session. Some people have come along and have worked specifically on relationship stuff. Other people have worked on business mentoring. This is probably the most inexpensive way to do one-to-one work with me at the moment. So the price at the moment is $450 plus GST, so it would be $495 for the 3 90-minute sessions. And yes, and then it goes up in June to be in alignment with the other offers that I have, because it's an introductory offer. And yes, very excited. I've had some amazing sessions with my clients, and growth and personal growth. So yes, I'll put the link in the comments here. It won't be this price again. You won't ever be able to do one-to-one work with me at this price, mentoring and coaching at this price again. So if you want to jump in, this is the time. But just go. I wouldn't mess about. You've got basically 1 week. Once June hits, it's all over. It's finished. It goes up. The price goes up to $650 to be in alignment with actually it's $660 to be in alignment with the other work that I do. So it's a really good savings. I have had amazing reviews so far. Okay, let's get started, shall we? Say hello, everyone. Hello, Caroline. Hello, Irina. Lovely to see you. Right. If you would like, I should add, if you would like a spot with this 3-session soul reading tarot therapy, if you'd like one of those spots, private message me. Or you can, if you click on that checkout square site with that link that I put in there, I will then email you with my calendar, and you can just book straight into your first session with me. So I should add this. It's not really me reading at you, but I am a psychic coach. So I'll be sitting there doing a psychic reading with you, but it's a collaboration. The first half an hour is you and I talking, doing some therapy counseling, and then we start working with the cards. A lot of psychotherapists actually use tarot in their practice. And they do a style which is called a representational reading, actually. But I do a mix, psychic and representational. It's both. And in fact, my tarot mentoring group will be learning about representational reading in the coming weeks. We're going to be doing remembering conversations this week. It's very exciting. Okay, I'm getting a bit excited. Oh, well, I'm glad you caught this as well, Tracy. Hello, Yvonne. Hello, Natasha. Hey, Tash, it's my niece has popped on. Good to see everyone. Okay, let me pick 3 cards, an energy report for this week. I'm really looking forward to see what has come up. I'm feeling like I just feel a bit more freer in myself at the moment. I'm feeling a little more open. I've been doing some journaling. Well, actually, what happened is I'm picking the cards right now. I bought this journal, which was supposed to be a book of shadows for my psychic circle. I've got a psychic circle a membership group where we're all witches. We've all come together to do some manifesting and magic. And I thought I better get myself a new book of shadows and start writing in it. But it started to evolve into me having this amazing conversation between soul, spirit, deceased loved ones, my heart. It's all this vulnerable stuff and this manifesting energy. It's amazing. Anyway, I'm feeling quite liberated by doing this journaling practice, which has been spontaneous. I will say that. It's not, I don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to deliberately do it. It's just whenever I feel called. And in fact, whenever I feel my ego coming in and potentially putting some limitations on my experience, I quickly go and jump into my beautiful journal. I'll show it to you tomorrow or tonight. I'll post a picture of it in here. It's gorgeous. So lucky with this psychic circle group. You'll have to join the next round because it's already starting to, well, I won't say too much because it is confidential. I better keep my mouth shut. Anyway, okay, let's start reading the cards. Oh, look who's popped up. Interesting card for this week. So this card represents the 4 of Cups. It's hard to see with the lighting in here, the 4 of Cups. So in the story, I'll tell you a bit about the story. So Psyche sits in the center. Whoops, there she is, sits in the center of this card. And she is, the word Psyche in Greek means soul. And so she's a representation of our soul. And the 2 girls that are next to her are her sisters. And so what happened is Psyche fell in love with Eros, and Eros fell in love with Psyche. And what happened is Aphrodite's son, I'll start again. Aphrodite's son is Eros. Eros fell in love with Psyche. Aphrodite was incredibly jealous of Psyche because she was so beautiful. And so she wanted her to be taken by the sea monster, to be sacrificed to a sea monster. And instead of sacrificing her to the sea monster, Eros fell in love with her, whisked her away to this secret location where she had everything she needed. She had all the foods, the clothes, she had servants who she had everything. She lived in this life of luxury, except the only thing she didn't have was Eros. Eros would only come to her at night come to her at night. And so she couldn't see him, and she wasn't allowed to look at him. She wasn't allowed to see him. He made a deal with her and said, I don't want you to look at me. And he was too afraid of her seeing him and recognizing him as Aphrodite's son, because he thought, because Aphrodite hated her so much, that she wouldn't love him. But what ended up happening is that her sisters, she was lonely, and she begged him. She said, please let my sisters come and visit me. I'm so lonely during the day. I've got no one. I'm on my own. So he said, sure. So her sisters turned up, and they said, well, how can you marry somebody without knowing who they are? That's insane. And so this card represents the beginnings of when we're in these new relationships, but we haven't seen the relationship for all that it is. We're only seeing one side of the story. We're not seeing the full picture. And so her sisters start to fuel all this doubt inside of her. And so they're whispering things like, what if he's a monster? What if he wants to kill you? What if he's the ugliest man you've ever seen? Or what, we saw an oracle, and the oracle said that he was going to murder you. So Psyche started to become really scared, and she was worried about who she had married. So this is the card of doubts and fears. And so it's a reminder that when we have these emotional doubts, or when we have this twinge of an off note, that we have to trust that, to not doubt your feelings. It wasn't that Eros didn't love her, and it wasn't that Eros was a monster. He wasn't. Actually, he was this beautiful angel. But the issue was that he wasn't being completely honest with her. He was hiding his true nature from her. So she had every right to be doubtful and to be somewhat untrusting. So I say this to my daughter all the time, that if you get a funny feeling in your stomach and something doesn't feel right, you need to trust that. I would rather you be wrong about your feeling than to go against it. So this is the card of trusting that off note, that we have to be a little bit more diligent this week. We're being called this week to trust any off feelings, any off notes that you might be receiving this week. Trust it. Does it mean that there's something evil? No. And I haven't seen the other cards yet. We'll wait to see what the other cards have to say. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but it means that the truth hasn't been fully revealed to you yet. All is not as it seems. All is not as it seems. So let's just say you've got this off note around your business, or maybe it's, it might be the simple fact that all your doubts and fears are fueling this negative perception about what is possible. So it doesn't necessarily mean that things are going to turn out bad. Just watch, just notice your doubts and fears. Just take note. Notice what they're doing, and notice where their energy is going. Just take notice of it. Don't ignore it, is what I'm saying. Okay, so the next card. Oh, look at this. So this tells me, now I'm going to read the card slightly differently now that I've seen this card. So any doubts and fears that you have, we know in this card, Psyche, you won't know this because I know the story. After this, she goes off and she lights this lamp, and she goes in and she has a look over the top of her lover, and she notices that actually he's not a monster, that he's this beautiful god. He's Cupid. He's this beautiful angel with these magnificent wings, and he's just this stunning being. And she drips this bit of hot oil on him, and it wakes him up, right? So they see each other for the first time. They actually really see each other. And so this is the card of you getting the public recognition, or getting the kind of recognition that you have been wanting or that you've been needing. So all the doubts and fears that you've been having, put them aside. So he's not a monster. It's not going to turn out bad. The cups are all about emotions, relationship to self, relationship to other, but it can be relationship to other, can be business ideas, it can be projects, it can be hobbies or goals that you've been working on that have a heart-connected vibe to them, like your heart's desires, your study perhaps. This is saying that everything is going to turn out just right. Everything is going to turn out beautifully and perfectly, and to trust. Despite the negative Nancy's that are whispering these doubts in your ears, trust that everything is going to work out just beautifully. So, little interesting. Yes, always go with the gut for sure, but we had to see what this next card was before I could confirm that it was going to be completely off, and it's not off. This is a really good sign, this card. This tells me that things are going to work out beautifully this week. So for those of you who are in business, stop listening to the doubts. Just show up and have the audacity to show up and claim what you want. For those of you who are in relationships, have the audacity to actually just speak. Be honest about how you feel. It's going to be okay. There's a good outcome. Well, we haven't seen the third card yet. Let's just see the third card. So I will say this. So for those of you who are in business, who are starting any new projects this week, or potentially launching something this week, this is a good sign. So stay in alignment with this new idea that you've got, or what it is that you want to launch. What drops? You're welcome, Libby. Yes, the audacity. That's right. So this is the card, and Libby, this is for you. This is for both you and me, and for other people who do the kind of work that we do. We often play too small. This is about going big. Like, stop playing go. have this agreement with source to go big with source. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. You make this agreement with this greater part of yourself and trust that. Go larger than what you already are. This is public acclaim. This is getting what you want, having what you want. And so for those of you who might be at the end of their study for this, because we're moving into June as exams and all that sort of stuff happening, this is a good sign. It's all good. You're going to get good marks. You're going to get your qualification. You will get your recognition. This is such a good card, the Six of Wands. Okay, now I'm scared to pull the next card over. This Six of Wands was sort of comforting, wasn't it, after having all these doubts and fears, and then we had the Six of Wands to confirm that everything was going to be okay. So let's see what the next card is. Oh, my Lord. Oh, gosh, it's the Swords. So, okay. Well, this isn't necessarily a bad card, even though it looks pretty scary. I'm trying to find the right light. And because this has a mirrored effect, it's really irritating. I suppose you don't really want to look at this card anyway because it looks a bit frightening. There you go. Now you can have a good look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Doesn't look so good, does it? But it's all right. I promise you, it's fine. So this is the card of having to do the thing that you're most scared of. This is the card of having to say what needs to be said, having to show up in the ways that you need to show up. This is the card of doing the actual thing that you're scared of, that you know that will create the change and create the shift that you need. The Swords are very much about karma and also about truth and also about chaos and destruction and also about higher consciousness and communication and change, exciting change, transformation, but it doesn't happen without discomfort. The Swords are full of discomfort. It's like, I suppose the mantra for the Swords could be, no pain, no gain. Like there's always a bit of pain when these sorts of cards come up. So, so this is the card, poor Orestes, right? So he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. This is the card of stop playing small. Just go all in and do the thing. People are going to judge you no matter what you do. Nobody's going to be happy about the decisions that you make if it doesn't make them feel powerful, more powerful than you. I don't know why I said that. I just said that. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're not going to make everybody happy. You just can't. So you've just got to do what's right for you first, and then you're going to do what's right for everybody else. You have to just do the thing. You have to do the thing, and you can't avoid it. There's no brushing it, sweeping it under the carpet. This is like stepping in to your karma, to what you know, the thing that you know you must do, that you must go all in and just do. So yes, so he's being tormented by the Furies. Whoops, the Furies are here. These are the guilt from the past, the shame and the guilt of the past. Like, oh, what have I done? I don't want a repeat of the past. I don't want the same thing to happen again. And then we've got Apollo, who stands on the other side of him, who's actually protecting him, who's protecting him all the way through making these big decisions, these scary big decisions. So stop avoiding. Stop avoiding. Just go all in and do the thing that you're actually scared of doing, despite the discomfort, despite the pain, because you will not have what you want unless you do this thing. Okay, so let's summarize these cards. It's freezing out here, by the way. My fingers are just frozen. So the first, and that's not because there's ghosts out here. Well, there probably are, but it's because it's really cold in Perth and I haven't got a heater on. So the first card, doubts and fears. Stop doubting yourself. The sisters are just really jealous. They're really jealous of the life that you've created. Yes, you need to have these sorts of doubts to stay humble and to not get too carried away with yourself and all of that sort of thing. It's not always such a bad thing to be a bit humble and have this sort of humility. But You will get what you want, but you've got to do the thing. You've got to go all in. You've got to do the thing that you're scared of. If you want what you want, then you've got to actually do the thing that you're scared of. This is public acclaim. This is you getting what you want. Go large. Don't play small. And yes, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So just do it. Just do the thing, Libby. Just do it. Okay. So, do you know, last week I didn't summarize the reading because I was pissed off. I was pissed off with the cards last week. I wasn't happy with them. And that little Zephyrus played his hand. I just thought, I just don't even want to summarize you, but these ones I do. These ones I'm going to summarize because these are going to be good. This is going to be a good week, everyone, a powerful week. Yes, scary. Yes, very scary, but just go all in. And you know, like when you do the thing that you're most scared of, yes, it will challenge you. You probably will cry. You probably will have a meltdown. You probably will think, what the fuck have I done? It'll be all of that. But on the other side of that is your liberation, and it will be incredibly exciting as well. So if you'd like a paid reading, which I've got links in the top, I've got a link for a soul reading. If you just want a one-off soul reading, my link is up above this reading. And yes, jump in. You're most welcome. Or I've got fist pump. Yes, Jake, it's going to be one of those weeks. Or I've got my amazing 3-session tarot, 3-session you, me, coaching, mentoring, helping you to do the thing. To do the actual thing. It is the most inexpensive way you're going to be able to work with me, and it will never, ever, ever be this price again. I promise you. I wanted to, one, it was to get some reviews of doing tarot therapy because people don't understand it. It's a mixture of doing psychic work as well as therapeutic work. It's both. The best of both worlds. Often when people go in and have a tarot reading, they go in and they want to have this breakthrough session and they think the reading itself is going to change their life. No, it's you. It's you. You have to do the work. And one reading's great. Yes, it's great, but it's much better to have two, to have some follow-ups, to consolidate, to get the work done, to consolidate the breakthrough, to actually do the thing instead of just talking about and saying, oh, this is what my tarot reader said, and then sitting back and just waiting for it to happen. That's not how it rolls. That's not how it works. That's a dream. That's living in dreamland. But, you know, there are people out there that do like to just go and have readings just for a psychic reading because they actually don't want to do the work. I'm being real with you. I'm being honest. That's why they call me the no BS tarot reader. I am the no BS reader. Okay, so let me have a look. Oh, thanks, Deanna. I love doing our reading. Deanna and I could be really raw and real with each other. It was a great reading. I actually found it really helpful. It got me back on track too. It was really good. Sometimes that happens. The readings for me as well. It was really good. Yes, I had my greys done, Patricia. Yes, I had the greys done. I'm doing the balayage thing now because the blonde is starting to make my hair snap. So I'm slowly getting some darker color in because I can't handle the bleach. I'd started bleaching it because I was getting grays and it was upsetting me. It doesn't look good. It's like salt and pepper. It's not like going white, nice gray. It's yucky gray. Anyway, okay, moving on. Reading. Who am I going to read for? So, let me see. I need fingerless gloves. Yes, I do. I'll be in my new house soon, Charlotte, so I'll be nice and cozy and warm. I did something. What did you do, Angela? What did you do? Is it May Day? It must be May Day. I'm going to have to read for Angela, I think, first. I think it must be. It must be. Okay, let's see. Angela Wall. Let's read for her. Two cards, Angela. 2. Oh, look at this. We have, this is a great card for you, Angela. Well, you know what she's about, don't you? She's about indulging your senses. She's about awakening your senses. She's all about the body, sensuality, and she's all about It's not about, she's quality over quantity. So she's not about you just spending money for the sake of spending money just to have things. It's not really about that. She's about how can you take care of your life in its most highest frequency. What can you do to take care of your every needs in its most highest frequency? So this is like having the best clothes, having the best mattress, having the best lover. Pause. So we know in the story that Omphale, Queen Omphale, right? She married Hercules, also known as Hercules. She married him, and she bought him. She saw him at a market, and she thought, he's hot. I must have him. I'm going to have him. And so she did. She paid for him, not as a fighter, as a lover, because she is taking care of all of her senses, all of her, not just one part of her entire being. So this is about you nurturing that side of yourself again, bringing that energy back into your field to create, to get creative. And, you know, I'm just going to say it now, you know, it's May Day. Hello, Evelyn. Good to see you. So the second card, oh, look at this. The second card, the Wheel of Fortune. Very exciting, very, very exciting. The wheel's about to turn. This is going to be an interesting week for you. This is going to be an interesting cycle for you. The wheel's about to turn, very positive for you. I don't feel any off note with this, any doubts and fears. If you've watched the beginning of this reading, I feel like this ties in with the beginning of this reading. Any doubts and fears that you've had, put them aside. It's all going to work out beautifully. Yes, it will. Yes, that's right, Yvette. It's going to work out beautifully. Everything will be okay. This tells me there's a surprise coming. There is a surprise coming. And, oh, thank you, Colleen. If you'd love a reading, you know where you can book. You can book up the top there. I've got a booking. Everybody loves my readings. I've repeat clients because I'm the no BS reader. But anyway, Angela, so what I want to say about this is that there's a surprise coming. You and I don't know what that is. And this is what's the great mystery of this card. Because you've made the change, because you've made the shift energetically, you will be divinely compensated for that. In many ways. So, okay. Hello, Morgan. Good to see you. So, next person. She is a lucky lady. Absolutely. Okay. Hello, Kylie. Yes, you may have a reading. If you've got any questions, you can put a question in the comments section. I'm happy. Hello, Barbara. Good to see you. I'm happy to read for you. And, yeah, as long as it's not a health question. Not interested in health questions. Oh, Angela, I feel like they were great cards for you, and it's such a great reading for you. You should watch I'll tell you about the beginning of the reading the next time I see you because it's meaningful for both of us. We're going to have a good long chat about that one. Okay. I'm going to, who did I say I was going to read for? Shit, I forgot. Here we go. Show. There we go. Kylie. Hello, Kylie. Yes, I shall read for you. Let me pick a card for you. Let's see. What will it be? I think it's this one here. And this one. 2 cards. Okay, Kylie, random reads. So, oh, look. So this is the card. This is like the card of catastrophizing. I think you're a bit of a worrywart. This is somebody who's worrying too much, who's anxious. This is you being anxious about your future, worrying that you're going to have the same thing happen in the past happen again. And this is the card of catastrophizing, when we're expecting the worst. This is like your default. You're the half glass empty. And so you're being called to start compartmentalizing these thoughts. Put them in the past where they belong. They are not a function of your future. They are not your future. They are fictions of the mind, and they are not determining your future. So this is the card of, I would encourage you to start journaling. I have found it really amazing. My little beautiful book of I wish I brought it out so I could show you. I can't because it's inside. It's so magical. You guys missed out not doing my psychic circle. You did. I was advertising it. You guys, well, I had people sign up, but you guys didn't. It was silly. I'm just saying. It's really good. You missed out. You have to join the next round. Anyway, this book has been amazing. So I'm encouraging you, Kylie, to definitely start either writing or journaling, or it doesn't have to be formal, but just focusing, getting your mind focused on the things that you want. Start writing about the things that you want rather than what you don't want. Force yourself to say, I am abundant. I am safe. Just force yourself to write these things and write it repeatedly. Just keep having this conversation with yourself, your higher self, with this part of you that's afraid of not having the life that you want. Okay, the second card that I got for you is that you are in recovery. So you need to be a bit gentle with yourself. You have actually been through a lot in your life and you are recovering from some difficult times. And so this is the card of allowing yourself to it's okay to unpeople. It's okay to have your own time, and you don't have to feel bad about unpeopling or separating yourself from the situation or from the situations. This is the card of healing, and it's the card of being mentally fatigued. Like you need to have a break. You need to have some quiet time, which tells me that you do need to retract or to go inwards and spend more time inside your inner landscape, nurturing you and having these life-giving conversations with yourself rather than these life-taking or life-draining conversations. So, yes. Well, I've got one thing to say to you. What you're imagining, the worst outcome, is not going to happen. You need to heal. You need to heal. Okay, next person. Who am I going to read for? Let's see. You just have to keep putting yes in the comments section or ask me a question. Okay, Shika, can I have a reading on whether will I have a job in the upcoming weeks? I don't know. Let's see what the cards are going to say. Well, I'll wait and see what the cards have to say. All right. My fingers are just frozen. I'm going to pull this card too. Okay. So, all right, well, this card tells me that you're not really wanting to do the work. Like you've got to go and do the thing that you feel really uncomfortable about. So this tells me that you may not get what you want yet. It's not yet. And there's still some work that needs to be done that you're avoiding, that you're not doing. You need to take a risk. You need to do something that you haven't done before. You need to travel down a path that you haven't done before. I would potentially be thinking about this, because you've got an opportunity for a new chapter, thinking about maybe some study or focusing on doing some kind of study or some kind of upskilling to prepare you for this new chapter, for this new beginning. Okay, next person. So, hello, Natasha Arathun. I probably pronounced that really wrong. Forgive me for that. May I have a reading about next love relationship, please? Oh, next love relationship. I'm cold. I want to turn my heater on, but I'm worried it's going to be too noisy. Shall I just try it out? I think I'm going to try it out. If it's too noisy, you'll tell me. I'm going to turn it on now. It's cold. I can't handle it. I'm freezing. So, Yvette's dying there. She's laughing. I wish I could see what messages they were sending. Your cakes are terrible. What happened? I feel like I'm missing out on something. Okay, Natasha. Yes, probably, Nigel. It's freezing. Can't stand it. Well, I like the cold weather, but not when I'm cold, if that makes any sense. I like to be warm in the cold weather, but I like the cold weather. Yes. I like the clothing. I like the nice jackets, the big jumpers, the boots. I like the clothing. I prefer winter clothing is what it is. That's how it is for me. And I like a fireplace, and I like going into the bush, and it's all sort of, I don't know. I prefer it. I do like it. Maybe if I was skinny and had a hot body, I might prefer summer or something like that. Maybe that's what it's really about. I don't know. Anyway, okay. May I have a reading about next love relationship, please? Yes. Natasha, here we go. 1. Oh, and there's a card that's sneaking out from underneath. Let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see. Okay. So this tells me that, okay, well, so whoever this person is, so your next, well, let me just pause for a moment, because this card actually represents destiny, soul purpose, inspired action. This tells me that the next person or your next relationship will be when you go and start doing the things that you love. You need to focus on your passions. You need to focus on bringing your passions into your reality. Do more of what you love. It's like you need to be more playful. Start playing and start being a little bit more adventurous. In the story, this is one of this little guy here takes this golden fleece over to Colchis, which becomes this inspiration for all the great heroes of Greece. They all want the golden fleece. And Jason, who we saw at the beginning of this reading, had the golden fleece in his hand. He finally got the hot golden fleece. So this is a very exciting card. This tells me that your focus really needs to be on your potential career or this new project or this creative project. You need to focus on that, and then love will enter in that way. And then we've got the 5. You need to let go of the past. You have to let go of what once was. It's like it's time to move on. You're at risk of losing if you go backwards. You must continue to move forwards and let go of the past. And it will be, it's emotional. It is emotional. You are being called to let go. And yes, and to start again, to start fresh. So this tells me that you need to focus on your career. Just get focused on that. Let yourself focus on that, and love will reveal itself in that area. Okay. So next person I shall read for is, yes, Colleen, would love to read for you. I'm moving to Queensland, a life-changing choice. Can I please have a reading? Thank you in advance. Yes, you can. I wonder if that's because, do you know what? It looks really blurry. I wonder, just bear with me for a minute. I just want to do something, see if that makes a difference. Oh, it did, sort of. It's just wiping my screen. Okay. It's so cold, even my nose is starting to run. I need a tissue. It's warming up a little bit with the heater though, thank God. Right, drink of water. Look, even that's starting to get a bit chilly. My drink's going cold out here, which is good. It was room temperature. Right, back to Colleen. Moving to Queensland. Can I please have a reading? A life-changing. Of course it's a life-changing choice. Any move that you make is going to be life-changing. It changes the energy. It changes your energy field. Your where you are situated. You're physically moving yourself into a new grid. You of course, every time we move home, it does create a shift. It creates an energetic shift, and usually a pretty exciting one as well. Yes. Okay. Let me pick. Here we go. I'm going to grab these 2 cards that are next to each other. So, right. Well. So, this tells me that the choice that you have made. I suppose you're worried about making the wrong choice or having made a wrong decision, or the potentially have made. In the past, you've made some poor decisions around love, right? And this is the card of like relationships. You've made some rubbish decisions in the past. This movement now is about sort of fixing or hopefully this is a long-term move for you. I want you to think long-term, not short-term. I'm encouraging you. I can't make you think anything. It's up to you. I can't control you. I'm encouraging you to think long term, to think about the greater, what do you really want? Don't think of short term gain. Think of like, what do you actually want long term for you? So this is the card of choices, and in relationships, you'll be meeting new people, making new friends. You want to be thinking about long term friendships, not short term. Be a bit fussy around relationships. Let yourself be a bit fussy around relationships. And yes, so it's a major card. So major cards are what I call rites of passage. These are archetypal psychological experiences that we all have in a lifetime. And sometimes I explain this card like the card of the adolescent. When you go in and you make choices based on the superficial aspects rather than looking deeper, rather than looking at the deeper aspect. Or when you're younger, you just go for the hot guy, the hot one, the one that looks, the one that looks good. Don't worry about his personality, he looks hot. You've got to not go for the shiny object. You've got to look beyond that. You're being called to look beyond, look, does it have longevity? Will it have longevity? Okay, so the second card I've got for you is it'll all become clearer. It'll all become clearer once you're there. Right now, it doesn't seem very clear, and you won't get it. You won't know why you're there until you get there. I mean, that's kind of logical anyway, but I think, it's like me moving. I'll be moving to a new house so soon. I won't know what it's like until I move in. And you won't know what it's like really until you're there. And you won't know what the future will hold until you're there. I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but I guess the point is with this card, and I think this is the energy of the fire element, is very much about being on the edge of discovery. We don't know the next step until we've taken the step. I promise you, it'll all become so much clearer once you're there. But you've got some big decisions to make, regarding relationship. You've got to get real about what you want long term. Okay. I don't think you got the answer that you want. It's a good choice. It's a good choice. It's destined. It's destiny. I should have said that, because the Three of Wands is about destiny, stake your legacy, staking your claim to your legacy. You are meant to be there. So it's the right choice. Okay. Let's see. What else? Can't see any other messages. Oh, She Speaks is launching soon. Yes, you can, Claire. Let's have a look. Claire, would love to read about that. She Speaks is launching soon. Did you watch the beginning of this reading, Claire? You must watch it. It's good for business owners. You must watch the beginning, the weekly report. There'll be messages there for you, for sure. Okay, let's see. What message have we got for Claire? This one. And this one. Tick the hot guy. Following my intuition. Good, Colleen. Excellent. Right. So, Claire. Okay, Claire, don't be deterred by this. I haven't seen what the other card is. I better look at the other card. Okay. So, Claire, this is an interesting card to come up, actually. So this is about cutting all karmic ties to the past. This is about the ending of a cycle, the ending of a karmic cycle. This is the painful endings that must be had for new beginnings. So this is about dropping the dead weight, I would say, dropping the dead weight in your business that no longer serves you. So, for me, when I see this card, I don't see it as something negative. I actually see it as you having to like let go of the past. You've got to let go. You have got to let go. If you want this to work and for this to progress, you're going to have to let go. And you've got Athena standing over you. Athena, it's interesting because Athena rules the air element, which is about communication, right? Which is about speaking your truth. So doing what you've always done is not going to work for you. You've got to do something new. So this is the card of letting go. And yes, sometimes it is hard letting go of what no longer serves us because, you know, we've got fond memories of those things. So maybe this is, you know, this is about dropping some dead wood. Okay, the next card. Right, very exciting. So now we have Bellerophon. Bellerophon was, in the Mythic Tarot, was a hero in his own right. He got very carried away with himself. He's in the sign of Sagittarius, which is on my descendant, which actually is in my astrology, Claire. Curious, if you're curious. Your descendant, by the way, is your shadow. It's the part of you that you need to claim. But anyway, so he's in the sign of Sagittarius. And so he's really good. This is you having all these amazing, exciting ideas, fabulous ideas. And all of a sudden, I'm actually starting to think retreat. Wouldn't it be amazing if you had a She Speaks retreat, Claire? Just saying. That's just popped in another location, in an exciting location. That's totally possible. If you wanted to do that, it could go online as well. It could be both. Anyway, so yes. So this is ideas, having all these ideas, but not being able to ground them yet. So I'm encouraging you to get the support that you need to help ground these ideas. Potentially delegate some tasks, if you can, to people that can help you bring this into form. So I don't know. I'm feeling like with this card, I'm feeling like I'm feeling like this needs to be in a new location or like somewhere like a retreat sort of thing happening. I think would be amazing. Would be fabulous in person, but you know, it can be online as well. It can be both. So I'm just going back to the Ten of Swords. So thinking the Ten of Swords, so letting go of the past, to cut ties to the past and start being a bit more. He's outrageous. Do you remember he was so outrageous that he thought he could fly to Olympus? Do you remember in the story? He thought he could fly to Olympus, and Zeus struck him down and said, "Hey, settle, calm your horses, settle your horses, like calm down." But it's because he is that powerful. You are incredibly powerful, and you have a lot of amazing ideas, but they need to be grounded. I'm just wondering if it's grounded in a new location, is what I'm thinking. Okay. In Perth, unfortunately, well, she'll have to do it online then, Manda. She'll have to do a mix. An online version and a retreat version as well. Hello, Ohana. Yes, I would love to read for you. Hello from YouTube. Ohana, yes, please. What positive change is coming into my life now? Okay, let's have a look. Let's see what positive change is coming into your life now. Well, me. No, I'm joking. Okay. So let me see. Let's pick a card for you. 2 cards. Okay, so the first card that I picked for you, which you won't like, but we read this card at the beginning. If you want to make a positive change in your life, you're going to have to do the things that you're scared of doing. You cannot keep doing what you've always done because it's not working for you. So it's time for you to take a risk. You need to start taking some risks, and you need to start making, just doing some things that are going to sort of take you out of your comfort zone into the no pain, no gain. If you want to make positive changes, then you're going to have to make those changes to create a positive result. So it's like with this card, you have to, the I can't is not possible. I can is what is possible with this card. You cannot stay doing what you've always done. You cannot stay stuck forever. At some point, you're going to have to do things differently. So this is about taking a risk, and this is about relationship. If you want a relationship, you're going to have to go out there and make it happen. If you want what you want, you're actually going to have to go out there and do the thing, to go out and meet people, to go out and socialize, to go into Go out, be in company, like start doing some things that you love, that you're interested in, so that you can connect with more people. If you want to make positive changes in your life, I would encourage you to connect with more people. I think this can happen to many of us when we go through difficulties in our life, or especially with COVID. When COVID first hit, we all had this sort of lockdown, and we had to stay indoors, or we couldn't go anywhere, and you get left with your own thoughts. And whilst it's good to go inwards and all that sort of stuff, it's also difficult. Well, you can sort of get trapped in limited thinking when you get stuck in your own thoughts. It is good to socialize and to be around other people. We do need to have a balance, especially if you have sort of a depressive nature. It is really important to get out and mix it up, to broaden your perspective, to broaden your views, to broaden your perspective, and to hear alternative perspectives, so that you're not stuck swimming around in the same old thoughts. So yes, go out and mingle. Go out and mingle. There's a potential for new relationship if you do that. Staying indoors isn't going to work. You've got to do the thing that you're scared of. Start mingling with people. Okay, so how am I going for time? Still got some time. Who am I going to read for now? Oh, thanks, Lynn. Oh, I'm going to read for you. If you ever need a mentor to help, I'm more than happy. Oh, Lynn, I'm a mentor as well. I'm a mentor too. That's what I do. Who are you, Lynn? Let's read for Lynn, shall we? Hello, Lynn. Lynn Williams. If you ever need a mentor, to help, I'm more than happy to. Oh, I appreciate your goodwill. Yes. If you feel generous, would be amazing for people to share. That would be amazing. That would be really helpful. I'd really appreciate that. Lovely to meet you, Lynn. I'll pick some cards for you, shall I? Shall I pick some cards for you? So I probably should introduce myself. So those of you who don't know me, I will introduce myself. My name is, yes, this is live time. This is live time, Beverly. My name is Marina Lovas, and I refer to myself as your soul purpose mentor. And I support intuitive and spiritual entrepreneurs to monetize their passion to purpose, creating programs and services that sell out. Yes, I mentor intuitive and spiritual business entrepreneurs, women who want to thrive in the intuitive arts. I'm thriving. I have an amazing, beautiful business. I'm so lucky, and I've worked really hard to make it happen. And you can have that too. And I support other women to do that. And I teach tarot and I teach channeling. Yep. That is what I do. All of my tarot students are now making money reading for people. Slowly. It takes time. It does take time. Let's get real about it. I'm being real about it. I started my second business. First business I had when I was in my early 20s. And the second one I started 6 years ago, slowly. And it's really only in the last 2 years that it has really started to take off. So there you go, 6 years I've been messing around. Didn't know what I was doing in the beginning with social media. I had no idea. I'm still like learning, It's been amazing. I'm very lucky, but I work hard. I don't, this hasn't just come because I've just shown up and all of a sudden it's just fallen in my lap. I've humiliated myself. I've made mistakes. Unfortunately, I've made those mistakes to help you avoid some of those mistakes. Like people who do these 3-card readings, not my report, but I'm talking about, when you post images of cards up and then you write these big, long, massive posts for people. They don't sell. It's such a waste of time. It is such a waste of time. You're best off just going live and showcasing what you can do. Legit. And you're allowed to earn money doing what you love, and you're allowed to earn money in the intuitive arts as well. You are in service, working. It takes years. It's taken me 3 decades to learn the cards like I have. Huge commitment. Love it though. Love it. Wouldn't want to do anything else. Okay. Thank you, Anne. Oh, good to see you, Anne. Anne, my buddy. Anne probably should work for me eventually. Once, the more money I make, the more money I can give out and hire people. I'm not joking, Anne. Anyway. Okay. Lynn. This is for you. I got carried away talking about business. Lynn, here we go. Oh, Lynn, such an abundant card. Now we have Demeter. Demeter is probably one of my favorite goddesses. You can see her. Look how pregnant she is. She is about divine timing. She's about you having to trust the natural cycles of life. This is the only time that I will ever say you've got to trust divine timing. I'm the kind of person that says if an idea drops in, divine timing is now, you really should act on it. Does that mean that you have to create the entire vision in that moment? No, because it's not really possible. But it's about taking a step. Well, never say never. But it's about taking a step closer to that, doing the thing. But in saying that, this card is really about divine timing. You can see she's pregnant. If you know what happens if we try and force a pregnancy, when we have medical intervention, you're at risk of having all these complications. So you need to trust. You need to trust that life will flow in its own way, in its own time for you. But you are going through. Think of this. What happens in the belly of a woman when she's creating this beautiful baby? A miracle. And you've got to, and it's such a sophisticated, divinely intelligent, magical process, one that cannot be rushed. You cannot rush a plant to grow. You cannot rush a baby to grow. You can't force nature. Sometimes we try and work against nature. Sometimes we try and have the thing that we want working against nature, and it's not always the case. So with this card, this is about fertilizing, watering, nurturing, doing all the good things, all the right things to have this baby, this thing that you want, Lynn, to birth, this project that you want to birth. But it's got to be, it will happen in its own time, and keep doing the work to nurture this. Keep taking the actions. Keep taking the aligned actions to make it work. But you've got to trust the time. It's not far away. Look, I reckon she's about 7 months pregnant. So you've got a couple of months. You've got to still a couple of months. It's nothing. That's nothing, a couple of months. Enjoy where you're at. Enjoy being pregnant. Enjoy the feeling. That's the best thing about being pregnant. I remember I could eat. And it didn't matter how much I ate. Well, it did, because I got really big after I gave birth. But I was really big, I should say. But it was so enjoyable eating. I especially loved, my favorite craving, what the food that I really loved was, I don't know if any of you know of Ice Magic. I used to love vanilla ice cream and Ice Magic, and I would have that every night in a mug after dinner. And I loved having roast chicken. Roast chicken, not with the Ice Magic, after. Ice cream and Ice Magic afterwards, roast chicken. And I loved having chicken kebabs. I couldn't stop it. I would waddle up to the souvlaki store, and the guy would see me. He knew me by first name basis. He would be waving at me. I'd go and have a foot massage, and I'd go and have a chicken kebab. Yeah, I loved it. I loved being pregnant. I didn't want her to come out. It was nice. I loved it. Anyway, okay. Look, here's the rain, and it's 7 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock. I think that's a sign. I'm sending you all so much love. Your cravings were mandarins, were they? That's nice and healthy. I wish I was that. I wasn't that healthy. That didn't happen for me. I'm just going to put a link in the comments. So, right, I've just put a link in there. If you want to do one-to-one work with me, one-to-one mentoring and coaching with the tarot, we're going to work on a problem, an issue, work through it to help you overcome it. It's a 3-session journey. It's going to rain. It's going to get really loud. 3-session journey. You, me, and spirit, the tarot, in conversation with your soul. These beautiful cards, doing hypno-narrative therapy as well. It's an amazing opportunity. The price goes up as of 1st of June. So at the moment it is $4.95, $4.50 plus GST, which makes it $4.95 for 3 90-minute sessions. You and me to finally have you break free from Groundhog Day and do the thing that you want to do. Have someone there coaching you, and a psychic coach can help you channel your spirit team with you. We'll call them all in, work together. You're lucky. I'm great. You'll be very lucky to work with me, because I'm not your traditional coach. Anyway, I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. Have an amazing evening, and yes, I'll speak to you later.